Welcome back to Bucket List Homestead. As you can see, we are not on the homestead. Hi friends, thanks for dropping by today. I thought I'd come on and show my face because y'all haven't seen me in a couple of weeks. And no, I'm not at our homestead. I am still in Florida with my mom. For those of you who've seen and have maybe not seen, September 11th, my daddy passed away very suddenly and very unexpectedly. And to say it has turned our worlds upside down is an understatement. And this is going to be a little bit different video than I normally make, just because one, I need to kind of slowly get back into making videos. I haven't made a video in over 3 weeks, I think now. So, kind of got to get my muscle memory back from that. And I know other people are dealing with grief or difficult times, so I just thought I'd share what's happening and kind of dip my toes back into videoing. I hope to get another video out to you this week, but this might be the only one. But I do have plans for another video this week. We'll see how it goes. I also don't have all my editing software I normally do, so I'm going to do my best and hope that I can put up a good quality video for you all just using my phone and editing. But I can't promise anything, but I'm certainly going to try. Grief is weird. It is weird. The first couple of days, I know I was in shock. All of us were, because as I said, it was very unexpected. I had just talked to my dad just the morning before he had passed away, and I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. We had that conversation. We talked for over an hour. But I kept saying to David, David got me a plane ticket, and I was in Florida. My father passed September 11th, Patriots Day here in the United States, and leave it to him to pick that day to pass, because nobody was more patriotic than my dad. David got me a plane ticket, and I was here by Friday morning. But I kept saying to David Thursday how I felt I had the flu. I felt sick and weak, and my muscles felt so strange. And he said, it's normal. Like, no wonder you, and it did. I wasn't expecting that from grief. I wasn't expecting back pain. I wasn't expecting joint pain. And even my nephew Tyler was talking about how his back was bugging him, and I'm sure it's from all the tension and everything. And I had a really sore throat, and I couldn't figure out why. And David told me that when my mom called and told me, I screamed. I don't even quite remember. Again, grief is weird. It's such a weird, and we had just lost my beloved grandmother, who was 95, my father's mother, just not even 3 weeks before my dad died. So we were still dealing with that grief, but this grief, friends, is so much. It's so hard. I'm going to be 50 in November, and I've been very fortunate to have reached this age and not had so much grief in my life. I lost my first grandmother 16 years ago. She was sick. As hard as it was a little bit expected because she was sick. My grandmother, who just passed, was 95, and she was not doing well. And as hard as it was, and even though I wasn't ready for it, she was 95. But to lose my daddy at 75, who I'd just talked to, and they were planning to come to Ontario in October for Grace's 21st birthday, and he was so excited. As a matter of fact, Grace had walked by while we were FaceTiming, and he said, "Hey, Gracie girl, less than a month and we'll be there for your birthday." And thinking of all the things he's going to miss. Aiden graduates next year, and my dad won't be there. It's hard, and it's definitely a different kind of grief. And to see my mother so heartbroken, it's hard. And I'm trying not to get too emotional, and I'm not going to stop my emotions and stop for a second, because it will probably take me forever to do this video. But I'm doing better. I told my mother for the first time I'm actually grateful for all my cancer battles, because I truly believe they helped prepare me for these difficult times that we're having right now. And I'm able to be strong for her and my sister and my nieces and nephews and my children. And Daddy was a believer. He had strong faith too. And we actually talked about that the day before. And I believe that I will see him again, and I believe that his spirit is gone and he's in heaven. And I believe my grandmother passed when she did, so she could be there to welcome him with my grandfather. I truly believe that. But we're having problems. My mom's having difficulty getting the death certificate for whatever reason. Even the funeral home is shocked by how long it's taken, this medical examiner. So they've already put a complaint in against her. And the funeral home has been wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So that's hard. It's hard on my sister and my nieces and nephews knowing that my dad still has not been cremated. And for me, I look at it, it's not because I'm cold. I look at it as that's not my dad anymore. That's just his shell. That was just his body that he used. He's in a better place, but it's really bothering them that he is still, as of today, Sunday, he has not been cremated, and that's very hard on my mother. So we're really hoping that is done tomorrow, because the hurricane came, Hurricane Helene. We were very fortunate. My mother didn't have any damage. My Aunt Miriam and my Uncle Kevin, on the other hand, had a lot of damage. First time in 40 years of living here that they had damage. So they're dealing with a lot. It was scary to go through, let me tell you. So that's kind of held up things an extra day, because otherwise it might have been done Friday. And my sister and nieces and nephews, they're all flying home today. I think that would have given them a little bit of closure. We're planning a celebration of life for my dad next summer in Maine, where he will be buried in the veterans plot next to his parents. But writing his obituary was probably one of the hardest things I ever had to do. And I did that, and we submitted it. That's been very difficult. I keep expecting to see him walk out here to the pool area, like still. It still doesn't feel real sometimes. Again, grief is weird. It's just weird. And I've told my mother, she feels guilty. You know, we went out and had to get some groceries the other day, and she felt I said, Mama, one, it's okay to feel guilty, but two, we also have to have food to feed everybody. That's just a fact of life. So her days are okay, but her nights are still hard. She's still having a really hard time with nights. So we're still not sleeping so great, but hopefully that will get better. It's also so hot here in Florida. It's miserable. But as I said, my sister and her children are going back, except for my nephew Tyler, who actually lives here. They're heading back today. I won't be heading back to home until October 18th. I'm going to be flying back with my mom on the flight that would have been with her and my dad. And she's coming to stay not only for Grace's birthday, but she's staying for mine too. So we'll get to have her for a good month. So I can't leave her. I can't leave her yet. So I'm staying. And when I told her I was staying, she just hugged me and cried because she was so grateful I was staying. So I can't leave my mom. I can't. So we're going to stay. My family made it back safely home actually late last night. So they're back home now. So they can get back to a little bit of normalcy, go back to school and work. So yeah, a lot happened also the week of my dad's passing. On David's birthday, the day before, Aiden, our son, was in a very bad accident. Thank the Lord, he walked away without being hurt, and the kid that hit him wasn't hurt, but our Jeep got totally written off. So we also have the stress of not having two vehicles anymore and having a car shop. And we're definitely buying used because we're not doing no loan. We want to remain debt-free other than our mortgage. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and I'm crocheting. I actually brought some of my hooks with me, and my nephew found me some hooks yesterday, clearanced Pioneer Woman hooks, sweetheart that he is, and he brought them home to me yesterday because crocheting is my coping mechanism. So I'm doing that. My mom doesn't like to cook, but I do, and my nephew actually likes to cook. So we're trying to get back into the habit of eating healthy because we haven't been. So, you know, and I can feel it. We've been doing better the last couple of days, and I can already feel myself feeling better. So I don't want grief to derail my health goal that I've been working so hard on this year. Again, grief is weird. It's just a weird emotion. So that's basically all I wanted to talk to you all about, just kind of show my face, because I know y'all haven't seen me. I feel like I rambled a lot in this, but I don't know how else to talk. My brain is still all over the place dealing with things. I want to thank you all, though, so much for your comments. I received so many comments from so many of you, and prayers. When I tell you we felt your prayers, we absolutely did. I've read some of your comments to my family, my mom, and they're all appreciative. So, don't think that sending kind words doesn't make a difference, because it's definitely made a difference in our lives during this process. So I thank you so much for all your prayers and your comments. I miss my dad, and I'll miss him for the rest of my life. I knew this day would come, but didn't think it would be this soon. And I just continued to ask you to pray for my mom. My dad and her were married for 54 years. They were together for over 55 total. And to say she's a little bit lost is an understatement. She definitely, I said to her, I don't know how the human heart has so much pain and breaks, yet keeps beating. I don't know. And I believe my dad knew something was up by some things that he said in our conversation, and some things that he had set up out of the blue for my mom just in the last couple of weeks. I believe he wasn't looking well either. He really wasn't. And I think he knew. He had just had a doctor's appointment, so I think he knew more than he was telling us, because that was my dad. He wouldn't want us to worry. So, again, I'm sorry for this video being all over the place. I just don't know, but I know if I don't start back up, I may never. So I got to get back into the swing of things, and hopefully this week's video, I have something I'm really looking forward to sharing with you all. I'm just looking so much fun to it. It will be some cooking, and I'm excited to share it with you. And again, all of you who have still been doing Stock It September, I've been trying to add you to the playlist. If I've missed you, I apologize. I will check in. I haven't been checking in a lot just because I haven't had that desire, but it's kind of coming back a little bit. But I will tag you in the playlist. I actually did do some shopping for Stock It September the day before, on the 10th. That I never got to film, that I have found a good deal on some things and was able to add those to my shelves. And when I get home, things will hopefully get back on a regular track a little bit. We also lost another chicken, which she hadn't been doing well, but we were trying to bring her out of it. But David said, unfortunately, she got really worse right before he left, so he had to end her suffering. One of our new chickens, one of our fancy chickens, and she was, of course, my favorite. So it always seems to be the way, but we couldn't let her suffer. So David had to deal with that, and it's been a rough couple of weeks. We also went and got, see if I can share this, memory tattoos. My mother even got one at 72. She has one that's like this. Hers says, My Forever Love, which is a song that her and my dad loved. Mine says Forever in My Heart. And this Love Dad part is actually my father's handwriting. I know some of you don't approve of tattoos. I do. I don't mind them. Every tattoo, I have only 3, but every one I have is meaningful to me, and this one is definitely meaningful. And I got one, my sister got the same one as me, my mom got the infinity symbol, like I said. My nephew and my niece, they each got some writing that my dad had sent them in a card, some inspirational words, they got them. That was hard. We all cried and we prayed when we got them. My dad hated tattoos, so I know he probably wasn't too happy, but I needed something tangible. And I'm not one to wear like cremains. That for me personally, I couldn't do it. And my mother didn't like the idea of separating him. And I said, why don't we get tattoos to memorize, and whenever I look down at it and I see his signature, it helps. So I don't regret this one bit. So that's it for now. I hope to see you all again. I'll shoot for Friday. I'm going to try and shoot for Friday. I think Wednesday would be asking too much, but I'm going to shoot for Friday and get this up to you today. Again, thank you all so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging in there with me. My channel, the algorithm definitely dropped over the last few weeks, but that's okay. You know, I had to do what I had to do, and I definitely was not in the mindset to be doing any videos. So I hope you're all doing well, all of you that were affected by this hurricane, and it's devastating. I'm continuing to pray for you all and hope that you get relief and help soon. It's devastating. I'm a little nervous because there's a couple storms still brewing because we're not out of the hurricane season yet. But we are all praying for you all and hoping that you're making it through, and I hope the rest of you are doing well. So until then, take care. God bless each and every one of you, and we'll see you all soon.